My name is Catarina Ubach, and I'm a data analyst for NRAO. Working for an astronomy observatory is a bit different than working just for academia, like a university. At an observatory, your main goals is to have the observatory running, to produce good data for scientists that apply. It's very unique compared to academia because you are helping other scientists during your day-to-day job. You're not just focusing on just your own science, you're focusing also on the community in astronomy. When I was growing up, I was one of those weird people that wanted to be an astrophysicist and I kind of got to do what I wanted to be. But it's still a bit different than what you imagine when you're in 8th grade. I mean, when you're there, you're thinking, oh, I'm just gonna go to a telescope every other night and look through a telescope and that's it. And when you actually get to your career, you realize that there's a lot more to it. You have to write the papers. You're not actually you're looking through a telescope, but you're actually looking at monitors these days. Everything comes digitally to you. It's a bit different from what I imagined as a child, but yeah, I was lucky enough that I got to do what I wanted to do. I made a decision early on to take extra math classes. And when I went to undergrad, that helped a lot since I already had some of the background. And I started out in my physics and my astronomy degrees. In a way, I took what some people say, a less traditional route, and I got a master's in optical sciences. And then I got my PhD in astrophysics. I think the biggest obstacle that I unfortunately faced was that some people don't think women should be in science. Some of the people that gave me the comments were mainly saying, you're a woman, you should be in education, not a scientist. And it's unfortunate that you face that, especially when you're in big universities that you think, oh, we're past this. Because it can be very degrading to somebody if they're constantly hearing that, you're not good enough just because of who you are. And that's not really useful. I mainly try to remember that that's that one person's opinion, that is not the opinion of everyone. That obviously if I got this far, they were not entirely correct in their opinion. It was helpful for me that I wasn't the only girl in my physics and my astronomy degree. You just try to remember your fellow peers. It's like, my fellow peers don't think that way. So, you try to surround yourself with positive feedback as well. I would have advised someone if they're pursuing this career, besides the obvious, which is you have to study math, you have to study physics, you have to study astronomy. Computing is something that is very useful now. But also, I would say to stay focused and to stay on track and don't get too disappointed if you don't get time on that telescope or if you get a bad grade on a test. Just try to learn from that experience, because in science you probably will have a failed experiment, and as a scientist you have to learn how to overcome that. You have to see your experiments like, okay, how can I improve upon this and make the changes and do it again. So you have to be very persistent and always looking forward and surround yourself with positive feedback.